worst possible news you could receive. For the majority of people, this will be the death of a loved one. If you're a parent, it is very likely that your mind went straight to your child. Unfortunately, for many innocent family members of murder victims, their grief is just the beginning of a nightmare. In June of 2004, Kevin Fox confessed to sexually assaulting and murdering his 3-year-old daughter, Riley. Because there was no sign of forced entry, Kevin became police's prime suspect in the beginning and was immediately brought in for questioning. After a 15-hour interrogation, police got the break they were looking for. With a videotaped confession, the case was closed. Now, what if I told you he was innocent? It's hard to imagine, isn't it, confessing to a crime you didn't commit, not to mention the murder of someone you love. What can make an innocent person confess? Now remember, this confession didn't come from a quick and light interrogation. It's important we ask the question, what was done during this 15 hours interrogation to cause a grieving father to confess to his daughter's murder? Losing your freedom is an extreme price to pay, especially for a crime you didn't commit. The techniques used by police can be intimidating and damaging. However, they are just the shallow side of the pool of coercive interrogation. In an article from the New Political Science Journal, Edward Greer said, "We don't torture people in America." However, while not publicly acknowledged, after 9/11, the use of torture on captured Islamists became America's policy and practice. A scared nation and immoral actions have allowed coercive interrogation to become a growing threat to our freedom. Today I will shed light on coercive interrogation, explain some background to the causes, and then let you know what can be done about it. First, I will start by giving a little bit of information on exactly what coercive interrogation is. Every day, people are arrested, tortured, and condemned because of incorrect information and false confessions gained through coercive interrogation. Right now, American soldiers in Guantanamo Bay are using coercive interrogation in the form of torture on Al-Qaeda detainees. According to the New England Journal of Medicine, this is including methods such as threats, isolation, humiliation, sleep deprivation, and stress positions. The detainees in Guantanamo Bay are not U.S. citizens, and therefore are not protected under our Constitution. In 1949, the Fourth Geneva Convention was created in order to protect prisoners of war from this sort of situation. However, according to Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld, these detainees will not be handled as prisoners of war, because they are not, but as unlawful combatants. There are many forms of coercive interrogation. When it comes to U.S. citizens, torture and physical abuse are not allowed. However, when it comes to police interrogation, intimidation and manipulation have become legal and accepted. Some people spend many years behind bars because of false confessions due to coercive interrogation. However, these are the lucky ones. Many more are still incarcerated. And also, there are many that have already received capital punishment from a crime that they did not commit. Now, with your understanding of this problem, let me enlighten you as to how this came about. Law enforcement's inability to be unbiased and the chaos during this war on terror has caused coercive interrogation to be a growing threat. In his book, Police Interrogation and American Justice, Richard Leo wrote, "Many people are not aware that police are highly specialized training in manipulative and deceptive interrogation methods and strategies. With this training and the pressure from society to solve crimes, police tend to get lost in their search for answers and forget to be searching for the right answer. When walking into a situation with a decided agreement on who is guilty, it can cause police to be blind to evidence that doesn't support their theory." According to Amos Giro in her book Constitutional Limits on Coercive Interrogation, on September 11, 2001, terrorism instantly became the defining issue of our time. Therefore, it became our government's main priority to find who committed the attacks and to prevent it from happening again. From the problem to the reasons why. Now the important part to focus on is the solution. There are important and distinct changes that can be and have been made by the individual and government to prevent the frequency of this injustice. If you've ever been arrested or ever watched a televised police drama, you're probably familiar with the phrase, "You have the right to remain silent." This is the beginning of the Miranda rights. In 1966, the Miranda rights were created in order to protect people from police manipulation. As described by Paul Rushman, during interrogation, if the suspect tells police they wish to consult a lawyer or no longer wish to be interrogated, police must stop. The easiest way to protect yourself and the people you love from coercive interrogation and to minimize this occurrence is to simply know your rights and to invoke them if necessary. Simply knowing these rights can keep you from being forced to confess to a crime you didn't commit. So make sure that you and people around you are aware of these events and know how to protect yourself from this sort of situation. Now, in order to really explain the importance of this issue, let me go back to that man I was telling you a story about in the beginning. After being incarcerated for 10 months, Kevin Fox was released when DNA proved without a doubt that he could not have murdered his 3-year-old daughter. Though in the end he was exonerated and returned to his family, this sort of harassment and unfair treatment will change his life forever. During the interrogation, police showed Kevin's daughter mutilated pictures of his daughter's body. Mental images I'm sure Kevin will carry for the rest of his life. Now, I know what you might be thinking. This could never happen to me. But do you really think Kevin Fox ever expected it either? We live in a society with the belief of innocent until proven guilty. However, this case is a prime example of how this is not being used in all circumstances. So let me ask you what kind of society you want to live in. A society where people are innocent until proven guilty, or guilty until proven innocent?